audience. They don't know we're watching them, but there are surprises in store for Tony Clark, who'll get tanked up for old time's sake. Brenda Standish, who wrote to Searchline and found her long-lost sister. And Ros Parco, who's about to meet the father she's never really known. For these people and more, it's Surprise, Surprise! Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cilla Black.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to another Surprise, Surprise. And our first surprise is somebody we've been waiting to see for weeks. I'll give you a little clue. Living in a prefab, no rent. What was that show? All those years ago. Yes, you've guessed it. She's here at last. Yes, the back's better. She's travelled down from Cambridge to prove to her two lads, who've never seen her do it before, that she really can swing through the trees like she used to in those far-off days in the French forest all those years ago. Where are you, Wendy? Well, I'm glad she made it in one piece. Wasn't she good, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Oh, well done, here we are. Yes, and your young son Julian is sitting out there in the audience. There you are, lad. Hey, now do you believe your mother's a real swinger? Yeah. Yes, of course you do. We're ever so proud of you, Wendy. And as you swept into the studio, I think it's only fair that you should be swept out again. And we've got the very man to do it. Oh, you'll never believe who we've got for you. He's the British bodybuilding champion. And his name... Oh, yeah, is he big? You're going to have a bodybuilding champion, Wendy. You ready for this? No. Well, you're going to have a big one. His name is Andrew Searle. Come in, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hello, Jane.
No, it's Wendy, actually. Oh, me, Jane, her Wendy. Oh, Wendy, go and have a stroke. Isn't it lovely?
Very nice.
Oh, how do you feel as well? Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. All that body oil. To get it on draft. Hey, look at him, Wendy. Isn't he a fine figure of man? Yeah. Don't all shout at once. I bet you eat 3 shredded wheat, don't you? 5. 5? Oh, you are a big boy, aren't you? Are you ready to be swept off your feet? Yes. Well, come on, Andrew. What are you waiting for? Get hold of that. Oh, look at that. Oh, watch you don't slip off, Wendy. And remember, Andrew, no monkey business. Go on, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen. You get grease in your hair? Oh, look at all that grease. It's lovely, though. Oh, it smells nice. It really does. But now it's time to see what our Bob Cowgies has been up to.
I'm here to surprise Tony Clark, who at this very moment in time is having a lunchtime drink in here with his friend Cliff Cleves. Tony used to be in a tank regiment, and we thought, wouldn't it be a nice idea to take him a little trip down memory lane? Come on. Here we are. He should be in this room, with a bit of luck. Tony we're looking for. Tony Clark. Are you Tony? Hello, Tony. How are you? Good morning. Surprise, surprise. How are you? Tony, your lovely daughter Tanya wrote to us and said how much you go on about the old tank regiment and how your love of tanks. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Well, surprise, surprise, Tony. With the help of the Army, we've arranged for you to spend a day down at Bovington as a special guest of the commanding officer. Now, Bovington, of course, is the home of the 3rd Tank Regiment.
Do I know it, yes?
Yes, I know you know it very well. We're going down there and spending a lovely day there, and you are the special guest for the day. How's that?
Fine. When's that?
We're going right now.
You've never been in this position before, have you? No. What's your name? That's Chris, our driver, and he did very well. Come on, Tony.
I like that. I hold myself. Yeah.
He's used to this, see. Hasn't done it for ages. How did you enjoy it?
That's brilliant, yeah.
All right, brought back a few memories.
Yeah, it has indeed.
Because what you used to be is sitting in
the front.
Chris's seat there and driving.
Yeah. There's something different on top.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time you had to go driving again. Don't you?
I don't know about that.
Well,
yeah.
surprise, surprise. You're going to drive it, Tony.
Yeah.
You're back to driving a tank. All right, Tony, so you're all nicely in position. It's not quite the tank you used to drive, but it's very similar, so I'll just get out of your way, and you carry on in your own time. It should be a lot of fun. Just enjoy yourself, all right? Yes, Tony, that's good. Tony, yes, that's very good. You've obviously got the hang of it, Tony. Really excellent. I think not the gun, Tony. Not the gun. Tony, I think it's the gun. It's the problem.
The man himself, Tony Clark. Oh, Tony. Was that a nice surprise for you?
Brilliant, yeah, absolutely.
Well, you really put the willies up our bomb there, didn't you?
That's for real as well.
I know it was for real. Did it bring back happy memories of the 50s?
Tremendous, yeah.
Can you remember far back in those days? I mean, you had lots of mates there, didn't you, in the regiment?
Yes, oh yes, yeah.
And you had one special mate in particular, actually, Bernard Hacket, didn't you? Do you remember him?
Bernard played for Chester.
He did. Well, he
Yes,
played
yes.
for Aston Villa first.
Yes.
And then he went on to play for Chester City. And, well, that was after he was demobbed. And you haven't seen him in all those years, have you?
No,
And funny thing is, he's been wondering what's happened to you. Well, he can wonder no more because you can tell him yourself tonight. We found him. Here's your old mate from those far-off days. It's Bernard Hacket. Come in, Bernard.
I missed the tank.
Never mind saying he's got grey hair. Not a lot of it, you know. Sit down here.
I missed him driving the tank.
Yes? Did that bring back happy memories for you?
No.
Painful memories.
Painful? What was so painful about
It was
driving
a bit
the tank?
bumpy when I was
Oh,
driving.
yes. Now I know the meaning of painful, yes, a bit bumpy. Well, I suppose you two have got a lot to catch up on, haven't you?
Yes.
I bet you
It's
have.
great to see him after all these. Nice to see you as well.
What do you mean after all these years? And I know you've got a lot to catch up on. And so are we. But while you're doing that, let's catch up on our Bob again. He does get about, doesn't he? Earlier today, he was lurking somewhere in London, waiting to surprise a certain Ian Irving.
That's right, Cilla. I'm lurking outside a photographic studio, where inside Ian is having his photograph taken for a newspaper article. Well, in the daytime, Ian works for British Gas, but all his spare time is taken up practicing being a stand-up comic. He hopes one day to make the big time and turn professional. That day may be closer than he thinks. We'll go and surprise him. Come with me. Ian! Ian Irving!
Hello.
How are you? Surprise, surprise. Your girlfriend Joanne has written and told us about your burning ambition to be a stand-up comic.
Oh, is that true?
That is right, yes. And she says you're a very funny man.
Thank you very much.
Life with you is one big laugh. Ha, ha, ha. Well, Ian, your dream is going to come true. We are taking you off to a famous London venue where tonight, in front of a live audience, you are going to be the top turn. You don't believe me, do you?
No, not at all.
It's absolutely true. We're going to polish up your best gags and get ready. All right, Ian?
Yeah.
This is it.
Looking forward to it.
Surprise,
Is this
surprise.
real or what?
Yes, it's absolutely real.
Terrific.
All right,
Lovely. Thanks a lot.
off we go, Cilla.
We'll be seeing Ian doing his bit later on. And while we're on the subject of comedians, have a look at this. Surprise, surprise, Gordon. Look at that.
Come on, that said 1928 on the top.
Yes, and we were only saying out there, weren't we, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't he wearing well?
Now who's being the comic?
Oh, you've cut me to the quick. And my quick has never been cutted so much. Mind you, come on, look at this, Gordon. I mean, it could be a relative, couldn't it?
No, I'm an Ulsterman, and my family back in 1928 would all have been in Northern Ireland, you know, Northern
Ireland.
Aye. But Burns is a fairly common name, almost well, as common as Black, really.
Yes. And they don't come more common than me, do they? Oh, let's get off this subject. Come on, tell us what you've got on the Searchline this week.
Well, I've got the cup, actually. It's not exactly the FA Cup, but this rather neat little silver cup, which has been sent in by Nigel Willey. He found... Nigel Willey found the cup about 10 years ago amongst some rubbish in a garage, but it's certainly not rubbish. It's hallmarked silver. Inscribed on the cup are Cadet R. Tucker and the News of the World Challenge Cup Army Cadet Force Competition 1959. If you have any idea who it may have belonged to, please let us know. And having done his good deed for the day, Nigel Willey would like a return favour. He is anxious to trace some old mugs, not cups this time, but members of the Mugs Club of HMS Terror, Singapore, in the year 1970-71, the final year, in fact, before the British left. All old mugs were presented with pewter mugs. Nigel Willey still has his, and he's particularly keen to get in touch with seaman Andy Anderson, Doug Pegg, nicknamed Stud, I wonder why, and Colin Betchener. Well, you may remember a while ago we showed you a picture of a baby in a bath found among somebody else's photographs when they came back from the chemist. Well, a slightly older baby this week, Violet Taylor of County Antrim in Northern Ireland, was very surprised, very, very surprised to find this cheeky chap in a holiday set for their return. Is it you? Dare you claim it? If you can help us with any of these, then please do call us on 01 205 5222. I'm sure we'll have some successes tonight. We've certainly done well so far, thanks to all the viewers who've phoned and written with information, and our thanks to you all. For instance, over the past few weeks, we found the owners of a family Bible lost in Holland. We found Bert Clifton, half of the 1950s dance duo, the Dancettes. He's 83 and still dancing. We found John Lockyer, who saved Raymond Lambert from drowning 39 years ago, and Betty Jones's playmates of 34 years ago, twin girls, now living in Australia. And it doesn't end there, because Cilla, I know, has got some more good news for us, haven't you?
Well, we certainly have, Gordon, because sitting next to me is Brenda Standish. And a couple of weeks ago, we appealed on Searchline on behalf of Brenda for her sister Audrey, who she lost touch with over 30 years ago. Is that right, Brenda?
Right, Cilla.
Yes, and, well, you wrote to Searchline. To put it in your words, it was your last resort.
Yes, it was.
Well, Brenda, we're absolutely thrilled to say it worked. Yes,
yeah.
we have found your sister from over 30 years ago. And
lovely.
here she is. Come in, Audrey. Come in, love. Sit down and sit next to your sister after 30 years. Isn't it lovely? And what a lovely welcome, she said.
And aren't we alike?
You are indeed. You look lovely. Yes, and her first words out to me, ladies and gentlemen, hello, Cilla Chuck. You know, and I can't think of a better way. I'm sure you've got lots to talk about after 30 years. Look at those hands, though. Wonderful. It's a great excuse for me to go into the break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Please don't go away, because we've got lots more surprises for you. See you then. Welcome back. I am now going to boldly go where no man has been before. Isn't this phone lovely? Isn't it? It's a lovely spaceship. Either that or it looks like a hospital bedpan. I mean, I think it's nice. I'm going to make a special phone call, actually. Yes, and it's the wrong way round. I tell you, I'm going to phone. It's Rosemary Huckabee. Now, Rosemary, she lives in Maidstone, and it's got 9 digits. Here we go. That's it. It's ringing out, I hope. Now, Rosemary's son, Terry, he wrote to us and told us that, well, his mum is a bit of a joker. I mean, she's always surprising people. Well, tonight, we're going to surprise her, just for a change. And, yes, the connection's there. Rosemary Huckabee, isn't that a lovely name? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, could I speak to Rosemary, please?
Just a moment.
I love the way people just say, just a moment. What? Mutterings in the background?
Hello?
Hello, Rosemary.
Who is it?
I'll give you a clue. Surprise, surprise.
Not Cilla Black.
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't believe it.
Yes, Rosemary, it's me in the flesh. And I've rung up to surprise you.
No, it's one of my family's been up to this, Cilla.
Well, tell me, if it's one of your family, which one of your family would do this, Rosemary?
Any of them. I've got 5 sons and a daughter, and I wouldn't put anything past any of them.
Well, it's really me, it's Cilla here, and your son Terry, actually, he was the culprit.
Oh, no.
Yes, he wrote and told me all about you, Rosemary. And he says you're a bit of a joker, is that right?
Yes.
I mean, you like sort of doing things on the spur of the moment.
Yes.
Like doing all those mad witches from Macbeth and things.
Oh, no.
Can you do that?
Oh, dear, wait a minute. I haven't done this for about 40 years. Hang on a minute, then. Let's get the voice right. Really of a fanny snake, cauldron by the bay, I amused and all the backs and tongue of dogs. Is that all right, Cilla?
Is that all right? You sound exactly like my Auntie Nellie.
Oh, no. I probably look worse than her anyway.
My Auntie Nellie is beautiful, Rosemary.
Oh, is she? Well, I'm not.
Well, Rosemary, what I want to ask you is, will you come on the show next week?
Will I come on the show next week?
Yeah.
If I've got my plaster off, I will. Well, I should have it off on Monday. I mean, plaster.
Oh, you don't mean you're drunk?
No, I'm out of it because I've been plastered for the last 5 weeks.
You've been in plaster for the last 5 weeks?
Yeah.
What have you done to yourself, Rose?
I fell down in the ice and broke my wrist.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You weren't doing Macbeth at the time, were you?
No, I thought I'd try and become the ice skating champion of Maidstone. I went skating about 3 doors past the house and slipped.
Oh, you silly moo.
Anyway, I get a plaster off on Monday, so...
The plaster off your wrist on Monday?
Yes.
Well, that suits me fine because we want you on the show next week. And I also believe Terry told me, Rosemary, is this right, that you also do a really cracking laughing policeman, is that right?
No, I can't. Where did you get that from?
Your Terry told us.
I can't do laughing policeman. Can I do Larry the Lamb?
You can do what you want. Go on, the show is yours. Larry the Lamb.
Oh, please, please. Something terrible's happened.
Well, it sounded exactly like the witch from Well, can you sort them out for next week? I mean, because we want you to do something on the show next week.
I can't do them on telly.
Of course you can.
The rest of my family, they won't want anything else to do with me.
Well, I should think after this phone call they won't want either. But Rosemary, I mean, you can come on the show. Actually, what I'd like to see you do on the show is to do your Macbeth witch.
So I can dress up as a witch, can I?
Yes.
And have a green face?
Yes, green face.
All right, then.
Yes.
Cilla.
Just come natural, you know. We'll supply the broom and everything. It's been lovely talking to you, Rosemary, I feel as if I've known you for years.
Ah, you won't do after you meet me. You'll probably be back of her.
I'm sure I won't. I tell you one thing I'm sure of. I'm really looking forward to next week. Now, you will come, won't you?
Yes, yes.
All right, love. And bring Terry with you.
I'll bring Terry with me, but you'll let me
I'll
know.
recognise him. He'll be the one in plaster.
Yeah, okay then, Cilla.
All right,
sweetheart. I'll kill him when I put this phone down.
All right.
Okay then.
Goodbye, love.
Bye-bye, Cilla.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Ta-ra then. Well, I'm really looking forward to meeting Rosemary, but now it's time to go over to where our Bob is waiting to introduce Britain's newest comedian. Are you there, Bob?
Yes, we're here, Cilla. We're actually not very far away from you because we're at the Cockney Club in Charing Cross Road. As you can see, tonight I'm going to be the master of ceremonies, and we're looking forward to it very much. I've even got my little gavel at the ready.
Oh, yes. Well, it might be a little gavel, but it's beautifully marked. There's Ian there. He hasn't looked at me yet. What is he wearing, by the way?
I'll just show you what he's going to wear. This is just the cover for when he's put his makeup on, but this is the suit.
Look, oh, my goodness.
Good, eh? Isn't he tall?
He is.
He stands up and doesn't stop.
Ian, you look ever so smart. I mean, you're going to get a laugh for a start when you go on with that suit, aren't you, Chuck?
Oh, thank you very much, Cilla. I'm feeling very happy, quite confident. Got main beam, look. I'm all here, ready.
But you do look very confident, Ian, I mean, what about your material tonight? I mean, what kind of jokes are you going to tell? I mean, are they, televisable, these jokes?
We'll see later on. We'll see later on. I'll leave it at that. No, they are. They are.
We've done a lot of editing with these jokes. So.
Well, I shall look forward to that. You're not giving much away, are you, Ian?
No, not a great deal. Not at this stage of the game, Cilla.
Well, the best of luck, Ian. See you later.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Cilla.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
See you later on.
All right, love. Well, right now it's time to meet the man I phoned last week, whose wife is dying to see him in ballet tights. So, come in, Michael Parker.
Great to see you.
Oh, look at this. Yes, I'm fine. You look ever so smart.
Thank you
I mean,
very much.
when I phoned you last week, you know, and told you about your Marilyn, your wife, saying she's dying to see you in ballet tights.
I'll kill her. I'll kill her.
Why?
Oh, it's so many years ago that I just didn't feel as though that was ever going to come back into my life.
Well, how long ago exactly since you've put on a pair of tights?
28 years.
Really? I must explain, he is a ballet dancer. I mean, really, it's nice, though, isn't it, sort of to come back and get your tights on and go out there and do it.
I've loved every single minute of it. It's been painful.
Yeah.
I've been put through hell, but I've loved it.
And that's only getting on the tights. But we're looking forward to see what you're going to do later on the show, because you are going to do a little dance for us as well, aren't you, sweetheart?
Yeah.
And the audience out there, and me, and apart from your Marilyn, because she's been hidden from us all day. She hasn't seen you at all, so we can't wait, can we, ladies and gentlemen? No, so off you go and get those tights on, Michael. Pirouette off there, sunshine. Let's see it. Have you still got it? And while Michael gets changed, I'd like to read you a letter I got last week, and here it is. It's from Lucy Moore of Southport, and she's only 6 years old, and she says, "Dear Cilla, I always watch your show, and you are my favourite." What good taste she's got. I especially like the Cillagrams, but you always sing them to people. Now, just for a change, can't you do one for an animal? Well, I love animals, and I've got a rabbit, and I love it so much. I love it much more than my brother. Love, Lucy Moore, age 6. Well, Lucy, I couldn't resist such a challenge, so I went out to find some animals. First of all, I had to find a farmer, and just by chance, we had a letter in from the Caradog Young Farmers Club in Wales, who thought that their president, David Corfield, deserved a Cillagram for all the lovely work he does for charity. So I went up to Wales to spring a surprise, and our David. Look here, David Corfield. Surprise! Come here, David, please. Say that on television. Surprise, surprise. All your face has gone red. You were expecting a special delivery today, weren't you, for a charity?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Well, I'm it.
You're going in the draw, are you?
What draw?
For this charity.
No, I'm not going in any draw. I've come here today because you are a member. Well, you're the president of the Caradog,
Craddock, yeah.
Young Farmers Association. Yes?
That's right, yes.
Well, they wrote and told me that you're absolutely wonderful. They're not. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to deliver you a special Cillagram. And I'm going to spend the day with you on the farm. Is that all right?
Yes, certainly.
Will I enjoy it?
You should think so, yes.
Shall we go then? Come on. Where's your house?
Here.
Oh, is it? There's a farm called Misery, but of that I'll have none, because I know of one that's always full of fun. They call this one Jollity. Believe me, folks, it's great. For everything sings out to me as I go through the gate. All the little pigs, they grunt and howl. The cats meow, the dogs bow wow. Everybody makes a row down on Jollity Farm. All the little birds go tweet, tweet, tweet. The lambs all bleat and shake their feet. Everything's a perfect treat down on Jollity Farm. You won't find such jollity, though you may walk a mile. The sun shines all the while. You cannot help but smile. Farmer's name is Jolly Dave. He's laughing all the day. And when you see his missus, you'll be glad you came that way. 'Cause all the little pigs, they grunt and howl. The cats meow, wow. The dogs bow wow. Everybody makes a row down on Jollity Farm. And all the little birds go tweet, tweet, tweet. The lambs all bleat and shake their feet. Everything's a perfect treat down on Jollity Farm. Regular in habit, the cock begins to crow. And the old buck rabbit says, "I'm a do-do-do." All the little ducks go quack, quack, quack. David Corfield. All right, son? And now from Animal Farm, it's time to hear from a fella who can bring out the beast in anyone. It is, of course, Gordon Burns. Over to you, pussycat.
Sure that was a compliment or not. But anyway, let's start with something a bit different. Sydney Aspett wrote to us in response to a question we asked in a previous Searchline. Can you remember what you were doing at Christmas in 1945? Well, Sydney can. He was in Portsmouth Royal Hospital having an operation. He'd been very ill and had spent a total of 2 years in hospital, and his weight was down to just 4 stone, 11 pounds. Everybody was convinced he would die. But thanks to the caring staff there, Sydney Aspett is still going strong at 68. So he would like to say a very special thank you to the staff who looked after him. The surgeon, Mr. Marcroft, Sister Wynne, Nurse Dean, Nurse Williams, Nurse Tracy, and twin nurses Cooper, and all who worked in the Lapthorne ward. Now, does anyone watching recognise this happy bride? She is Mrs. Doris Day, formerly Partridge, who married James Walter Day, a Coldstream Guardsman, at Holy Trinity Church, Long Levens, Gloucester, on March the 20th, 1943. She was attended by these 8 Women's Air Force NCOs, with a guard of honour of clipboards, no less. They vanished after the service, the NCOs, not the clipboards, so Doris's husband never got to meet them, but he would like to make up for that now. So if you have any information on that female guard of honour, please call us. Now, Brian Richard Head and his brother Malcolm Gerald Head were packed off to Australia after their home was destroyed in firebombing raids on Bristol. They were 6 and 8 at the time, and to this day, they don't know whether their mother, Lily Olive Head, or their sister Barbara Head survived. In an attempt to find out, Brian sent a circular letter to all people called Heads in Bristol. Now, one of them, Mr. Ron Head, was no relation, but he passed the letter on to us. Ron himself had just rediscovered a long-lost friend and wrote, "I'm really thrilled, and so I realise what it would mean to this guy to find any family. Please help." So if anybody can shed any light on the possible whereabouts of either Lily or Barbara Head, please give us a call. Well, now for some quickies. We're looking for Irene Pollitt, who married Roy Shaw, last known address Flockton Avenue, Sheffield. Melvin, a dentist, and Laura Sharp, last known to be living in Belfast. And Malcolm Charles Davis, born on the 7th of January 1948, last seen in the Hounslow, Middlesex area. Our researchers will be on 01 205 5222 until 10 o'clock tonight. And, as always, you can write to us at Surprise Surprise, London Weekend Television, London, SE 99 6YW. That's it from Searchline for now. See you again next week. Goodbye.
Thanks a lot, Gordon. See you next week. But don't go just yet, because we've got someone to cheer us all up. Yes, it's time to go back to the Cockney Club, where our Bob is ready to start the show. Mr. Chairman, if you please.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Surprise Surprise presents a scintillating, substantial serving up of seductive, semi-eternal stagiery. A sedulously self-originated script presented scherzando. That's a playful mood to you. Shooting a sidereal salvo to scupper all suggestions of sadness and slope. I give you your own, your very own, Mr. Ian Irving.
Good evening. Good evening. Oh, it's lovely in here, isn't it? Look, look. Look at all these lights. Looks like the inside of my Cortina, look. The only thing missing is a furry dice. It'd be perfect, wouldn't it? You know? Oh, lovely. Nice to see so many coloured faces out here tonight. No, look, look. You've got blonde hair, blue eyes. You go red when you blush, blue when you're cold, and you call me coloured. Excuse me, sir. Could I have a go on your gavel, please, Bob? Oh, excuse me. OK, lovely, thank you. Just thought I'd let my family know I got here all right. Thank you. I've been looking at you, Bob, and is that a moustache or is your eyebrow come down for a drink? No, it is nice to be here. I very nearly didn't make it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see that spot? Can you see that there? Can you see that? My wife tied some of that Velcro to my headboard. I couldn't get up for 3 days. Listen to me, I'm always hurting myself. I'm always hurting myself. I went into the chemist yesterday. And I said, can I have a box of flesh-coloured plasters, please? Look what they give me. Adam and Eve, the first people on the earth. And Adam turned around to Eve and said, are we black or are we white? Eve said, well, I'm not really sure. Go up to the gates of heaven and ask God if we're black or white. Gone up to the gates of heaven. Said, hello, God. He said, me and Eve want to know if we're black or white. God said, you are what you are. Right. Nice of you to give me a piece of your mind. See, we haven't got much to spare. He said, you are what you are. He said, no, you don't seem to understand. He said, Eve and I, we're the first people on the earth. We've got to know if we're black or white. He said, you are what you are. So I go, oh, well, that's it. I've had enough. He's gone back down, seen Eve. Said, we must be white. I said, well, how did you work that out? Said, because he kept saying, you are what you are. I said, well, how does that make us white? So because if he was black, he would have said, you is what you is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree that for a first television performance, that wasn't too bad at all. Ian Irving, that's good, isn't it? We've started something that you can continue. All the best in the future, and we hope you do make it. Back to you in the studio, Cilla. Wasn't he good?
He was absolutely magnificent.
Cheers,
Oh, and while Tarby sits there eating his heart out, we'll take a break, but we'll be back in a couple of minutes for our bash at the ballet, and a surprise by satellite, no less. So see you later. Welcome back. Now here's the new item we're trying on Searchline. Appeals by the actual people involved. And the first one tonight is Hope Pratt from Swindon in Wiltshire. Now, Hope, you wrote us because you're looking for your identical twin, aren't you?
That's right, yes. I haven't seen her for 47 years.
47 years? And what's your sister's name?
Faith Isabella.
Faith Isabella. And you're here tonight because we've organised this personal appeal because we actually came to a dead end in trying to find your sister, didn't we?
Yes, that's right.
And that's the whole reason why you're here.
Yes. My daughter actually wrote on my behalf.
Of course she did. Well, we came to a dead end, as I say, but surprise, surprise, only last night we thought we'd give it one more go. And we found your sister, your identical twin, who you haven't seen for over 47 years. And she's sitting right there. There's your Faith. Come in, Faith. Say hello to Hope. All right? Now, this here is Marilyn Parker, who can't wait to see her husband in ballet tights. Well, during the break, I must tell you, Marilyn, I had a quick peek at him. And he's not to be allowed out. I don't know whether the world is ready for this, but anyway, here we are, presenting Michael Parker. Come in, Michael. Oh. got to grab hold of first. Michael, look at this. Oh, come on, Marilyn, what do you think?
Yes.
Are you glad you wrote in and you know, and asked us, could you have a look at him in his tights? What do you think?
Yeah, it looks good.
The legs are beautiful.
Yeah, he's got good legs.
Yes, yes, they were built like cameleers by the look of it.
Equally strong.
And equally strong, you put on a Russian accent. Rick, where are you from? You're not from Russia.
No, from Cumbria.
We'll send you to Russia after this. But, you know, we've got a lovely surprise for him, really, because, you know, you've got a marvellous dancing partner tonight. You know that, don't you? She's from the Royal Ballet. She's a soloist at the Royal Ballet. And it's none other than, you know, Rosalind Whitten. And she's over there ready and waiting, because we're all dying to see you, party there and entrechot and whatever you have to do. Are you ready for this? But is the world? Yes, we are. Michael, go and do your stuff. Wish him luck, Marilyn. Oh. Hey, Marilyn, are you going to take him down the supermarket like that?
Oh, don't live it down.
You'll never live it down.
You won't live it down either.
Well, it was you that wrote in.
I know.
You're not sorry, are you?
My wicked sense of humour.
Because you're from Liverpool, aren't you?
Yes, that's what you get for being brought up in Liverpool.
I know, you're wicked, you are wicked. But he's thoroughly enjoyed himself. He's had a quick rehearsal today, and he's a lot of fun. And you'll never believe the music he's going to dance to. It's the Nutcracker Suite. Oh, look at that, look at that. How do you think he did, Marilyn?
I thought he was brilliant.
He's a little bit out of breath.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
I loved every minute.
Oh, and so did we, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? What they doing? Well done. Well, now it's time to surprise someone sitting here in our audience. Now, you may remember earlier, I said that we were going to have a surprise by satellite. Somebody who knows all about that is Ros Parco, and she's out there. So please come and join us, Ros. Where are you, love? Yes, come down. Didn't think it was going to be like this. you're expected to be on a satellite, aren't you? You'd be in a little room. Well, we are in a little room. You're just with 600 people in the audience. But Ros, to get down to it, you wrote to us on the Searchline last year, didn't you, asking us to find your dad. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
No, you were born
That's
in...
right, yes.
Yes. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. You were born in India, weren't you? And at what age did you leave India?
I was 14.
14. And sadly, that was when your mum and dad's marriage broke up.
Oh, it was before that.
It was before
Yeah.
that?
Mhm.
But you came back to Britain to live with your mum, is that
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you've always regretted not really being in touch with your dad. Now, you have tried to get in touch with your dad, and indeed you have. I mean, you found out that in Calcutta, your dad was a police inspector, is that right?
Yes.
And then when you got in touch with them, they said your dad was no longer there, but that he'd emigrated to Canada.
That's right, yes.
And with the help of Interpol,
Yes.
you found out exactly where your dad was. And in fact, you have spoken to your father on the phone.
Yes, just the once.
Well, you sent us a very moving letter, and to use your words, you said, how can you make up for 25 years in a 10-minute phone call? And they were your words, weren't they? Well, that's why you're here today, ladies and gentlemen, because we said not only could Ros see her dad, but she could speak to him as well, by satellite. But, you know, we're not going to need that satellite tonight, Ros.
No.
Oh, yes, he's right here, and he's dying to see you as well. Here's your dad. Lionel, come in. Say hello to your daughter. The more the world is changing, the more it stays the same. Life is full of small surprises. It's a never-ending game. If nothing is impossible, will you believe your eyes? If the unexpected brings a smile, that's a big surprise. Surprise, surprise. The unexpected hits you between the eyes. The unpredictable, that's the surprise you see. Surprise, surprise. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching at home, I think we've had a smashing show this week. I've really enjoyed the reunions. Lots of lovely surprises. And a special big thank you to our Bob. Join us next week for another edition of Surprise, Surprise. Until then, ta-ra!